Hey everybody, welcome to More Than Mises Guys. We are going over Void Rivals number 27, new this past week. Quintesson War Part 3 of 6, and I'm here with Boo of the AxonUnderground.com.
Howdy.
I
Get it
can say
right.
that.
Not
Yeah, I can say that
you
completely.
only been saying it for almost 30 years.
Yeah, not saying I've said it correctly for almost the last 30 years, but here we are.
That's the new thing, is saying it correctly. It's like when
Actually,
you sing like song lyrics to the radio and then you actually look up the lyrics and find out you've been singing them completely wrong, like your whole
uh,
life.
wait, so Jimi Hendrix wasn't talking about kissing some guy?
Right. Hey, it was the 60s, dude.
You
We're
know, he could be androgynous. Who cares? It's Jimi Hendrix, man.
not judging. No judging.
No, no, not at all. Man, cool cover, a whole bunch of Alicons in robot mode, and Pythonia.
Bailiffs. Those are
Oh, those are Bayless. I'm sorry. God, I looking at them and I knew exactly what they were, and my head went to right to Alicons. There's a
they're
reason for that.
similar in build, but
Coloring and stuff too, but
the
actually,
bailiffs have like Alf face.
yeah, they do. I was going forward in the comic a bit after what I read, so that's
Yeah.
why I went to that immediately. But yeah, still. And bottom of the cover has a little banner with Pythonia. You can see her eyes and a Cobra Trooper.
Pythona.
God, okay.
Ain't talk today.
In and out. Okay, I got this. Pythona. Maybe I thought
You,
it'd be cooler if she's Pythonia.
you noob. First day in the Energon universe.
Well, my mama picked this comic up at the shop for me. She thought I might like it, so it helped me read and stuff.
At the grocery store at the checkout.
They had that and this mask with a Matt Tracker who wasn't a white guy, and then also some Transformers.
No ROM Space Night. I'm out. Actually, I
Just
remember picking up ROM Space Night at like the local grocery store, like
mhm.
way back when I was little.
He was kind of like the running joke at the comic shop when I was in my early 20s and stuff. The guy, the comic shop owner, loved Rom Space Knight. We're all like, why? He's terrible, but he had a thing for Rom Space Knight.
I still like me some ROM, so
It's not great.
I've got
But
almost the entire original comic run.
did you get that at nickel bins?
Uh, Actually,
Quarter
yeah.
quarter bin, yeah.
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 Oh no, I was buying lots on like eBay like years ago,
Yeah.
and it was coming out to like a dime a comic on some of those
Yeah.
lots, and so I was mainly hunting like Silver Surfer stuff, and I can kind of see Silver Surfer and Rom. They kind of have some crossover there.
Well, shared universe a bit. I
Yeah.
mean, Rom was kind of all the space Marvel stuff. He was one of those guys.
Well, I mean, he was like, I mean, they're covered in silver. They're stoic. They have
Yeah.
weird enemies.
I
There's a lot
mean,
of crossover there.
he had a crossover with oh my God. The I like the camera just came in on me.
It did.
Those
Zooming in on your emotional
the
breakdown.
assassin for hire himself. Bonnie Hunter for hire.
Oh, you want Death's Head?
This head, he's a the keeper, a peacekeeper. Is that how you put
Yes.
it? Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had a
Silver
kind
guys from space.
they had some crossovers with them, right? Around Space Knight and Death Set.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Not that I've
really?
seen. Yeah.
I thought they did, but man, okay, I may be misremembering it. I was only like, 40 years of comic stuff.
Well, like Rom was set in the Marvel universe,
Yeah.
and I think that, but he was a Hasbro property. He was a Hasbro toy. That's like the whole reason we have any of these properties that spawned out of like Marvel comics is because they marketed Rom through comics.
Okay.
So he's like the granddaddy of like all like the GI Joe, the Transformers and stuff that spawned out of the
That
comics.
makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
And it was because of the things that got entangled with that story because they set him directly in the Marvel universe.
Hmm.
That's when they started detangling Transformers and GI Joe from the Marvel universe because they saw there were problems with the properties when you started like crossing over and sharing with like character rights and stuff.
I
So
could see that. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
yeah, so Rom was like their prototype
And
for all that.
Godzilla,
Oh
all those
yeah,
things. Yeah.
Star Wars.
Oh God, yes. Those are some of the wackiest stories too. The Star Wars comics.
Oh yeah.
Had a bunch of them when I was younger. I kind of liked that they had the Star Wars comics had the concept art early on
Hmm.
and really looked kind of neat. And obviously they changed that as it went along. Kind of like how Transformers started off with the toy designs and then went off to the Sunbow designs eventually.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of neat.
We don't have these problems though in the Energon universe. Everything is like
No,
fully formed and ready to go.
we are we are full on with the Sunbow style.
Yeah. And then, with Void Rivals, they're completely new.
Yeah, and I would say Void Rivals has the same aesthetic though. It's almost like it's not directly Sunbow or it's not animation, but it has an aesthetic like Sunbow.
Oh, totally. It's
But
just the different in the way that the comics came first.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Because we've only gotten like one Void Rivals set, that
The San
Comic-Con
Diego
one.
Comic-Con, yeah.
Yeah.
Right up there.
I really want to see like some classified style Zertonians and Agorians. That would be
That'd
cool.
be kind of cool, have I mean, if you're gonna have G.I. Joe classified it as like a basis for the characters in the comic, I mean, I could see the Zertonians and Negorians going that way too. But I could see like not a lot of figures, like a limited run, like a Solila and Derek, and like maybe like Proximo and you know things like that.
Oh yeah, you just need to make you need like I'd say like the five pilots to go with Derek
Maybe
and
that,
like
yeah.
his dad, you know, Doolin. And then yeah, your main Zertonian character.
Zalilak,
There's only like I'd say yeah, Solila, Zalilak, Proximus,
Proximus,
and like maybe one of the priestesses. And I never can't
maybe
remember the name of the little kid that
I
follows
can't either.
Proximus around. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's the most you really need right there.
Yeah, that'd be at least a good starter set.
Yep, just that. That's all, $150 worth of action figures.
Oh, and Skugzoid.
Well, obviously Skugzoid.
Yeah.
Don't leap into the Void Rivals. He is his own entity, man. He just showed up in here. You
Yeah.
okay? Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I'm here.
you went quiet
Uh,
for a second. It's like,
oh, I
did I
mean,
say
I was
something?
I was just waiting for you to finish. I thought you had more there.
No, no, no. That was all I had to say.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but we left off with Solila reaching out to Derek. She came out of the ring.
And they shook handroids.
They oh yeah, they did. Is that like Ponfar, but for
Maybe.
robots?
That's how you end up with mittens. You got to be careful there.
Mittens are protection, man. So the two androids are like, "I see you again. Hello there yourself." And Salila's gonna take him to like see his the battlefield or his dad. Isn't going to see his dad.
His
That's right.
dad, yeah.
Yeah,
Going to see Doolin.
Doolin. And he's like, "Is this gonna hurt?" She's like, "It'll feel strange, but it shouldn't hurt, much." And there they
Yeah,
go.
he said I told you not to tell me. Now
Maybe
these
just don't
like
tell him.
double page like battle scenes are great.
Oh yeah, shark.
Sharkticons just everywhere eating everything.
And then like the Agorian ships, firing. You see all the different Quintesson ships drilled into the ring all over the
Hmm.
background. They look like these cool crustacean tower things because they're in the background. The way their lines run and
Yeah.
their design, it almost look like towers on an alien world. But yeah, there's Sharkticons getting shot up. You see legs of Sharkticons around. You see Sharkticons also eating every Agorian they can get a hold of.
Right.
Big old battle. By the way, I was thinking of the coloring of this.
Hmm.
By the time this airs, it'll be a couple days later. But happy birthday, Nell Yomtov. Nelson Yomtov, who was born on a leap year, so February 29th. So, you know, essentially March 1st or end of February 28th. So there you go.
So he's actually a lot younger than we realize.
Is that why he's immortal? Is that why he lives forever?
Maybe because like a 40-year-old born on a leap year is really only 10. He only had 10 birthdays.
Yom Tov! Yeah.
And he's
Anyways,
gonna outlive us all.
happy birthday, Nelson Yom Tov. I knew you're watching. All right. So I was looking at the color palette. It's only a lot of pastels. Really neat look. And I feel like the Agorians are more of like the oranges and the pinks and purples. They feel like a lighter color pastel.
They're the
Um,
warm colors.
they are orange, metal buildings
Hmm.
uh, and then you have the Zertonians that are very metal and dark colors and
They've got the blues.
yeah, the blue tones. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
cool.
the Sharkticons, the way their colors play off of each side when they're like
Yeah, yeah,
in those environments.
it's kind of
Yeah.
where I was going to, so appreciate you picking that up.
Oh, no
Yeah,
problem.
aspects of
Yeah.
both sides. You can kind of see it where they blend in with this, but also where they go into the Zertonian side, they kind of blend in with that either. Also, so yeah, just nice color palettes and the way to separate them, but both because the next page you see the Zertonian side and the blue metals, and they are because of I don't know the blue tones and the dark grays of the Sharkticons. You see them just eating everything in their path.
Yeah.
So neat showing the two different color palettes and how they play off each other. But and also of course there's pyramids and triangles. We can't forget that.
Yeah. As opposed to the Agorian like hexagons.
Hexagons, but also asymmetrical things. Like their ships are asymmetrical. Everything's like it's not perfectly symmetrical. I don't
They
know.
really played into like the binary
Yeah.
existence. You have order and chaos,
Mhm.
you have warm colors, cool colors, like that, like everything
So
like plays opposites.
yeah. They're over here with one of the Quintesson judges, and I'm trying to figure out. Oh, is Judge what was that Macman?
Machman, yeah.
Macman?
Judge
Uh,
Roy Bean. Not
reporting. He's on a holographic projector with all the different judges, and he's saying like the Sharticons are laying waste to the people of the of there. They hold the Alicons in reserve. They're probably not gonna be needed. It's not a huge deal, and
They
like
basically think these guys are pushovers.
yeah, exactly. And there's Pythona. Got it right that time. Pythona's
Mm.
looking over on this, and she sees this. I don't know these bio robotic mechanoid things
Falcon
boasting at
eggs.
yeah, their eggs with faces on them, boasting about how well they're doing. They're like, yeah, you know what? This is not going to be a big deal. No action. We probably won't need our executioners, Balos, to have any kind of action during the conflict.
I
No,
hear
no,
there's a tribunal coming, which I don't think we've ever seen a Quintesson tribunal before.
I'm really curious about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they're going to expect the tribunal to arrive. They suspect all resistance is going to end very soon. So, and Pythona just looks madder and madder the more they talk.
There's just a lot of blasphemy in this room.
Oh yeah. And they're talking about how these people are doomed, and the constructive "she who will not be named" will soon be completely under our control. So, are they talking about the ring? I'm assuming the
Yeah, they're
construct.
talking about the sacred
Okay.
ring, and because Zerta is the
Yeah.
she who shall not be named,
Yeah. Well, yes. It's
or
not. It's not
Beta,
a. Yes, it's not Voldemort.
right?
And they all laugh. Their typical Squint's on laugh together. Um, she gets mad. I've seen enough. No more shall I waste time among this foul technology, and she runs off, very mad with her hood up on a cloak. But when she runs into who is it? It's the
It's
this
the
is
prosecutor. Yeah,
prosecutor. Yeah, I forgot what it's officially calling him. But yeah, so she runs into the Quintesson prosecutor, the guy with the big like xenomorph kind of head
yeah.
and tentacles for arms. Yeah, and I don't know. He's like he kind of talks down to her, like there's a trace of familiar energy that flows underneath the surface. And he's trying to figure her out, and she just goes, "I'm Pathona of Cobra La, and none shall stand in my way."
Well,
And
he's
then,
talking to someone else, and then he just like bumps into her, and it cuts off. And that's when he's like, "What is?" That's when he
oh,
sees
okay.
her.
Oh, you know what? I bet he's talking about. Misread that. He bet he's talking about the Agorians and the Zertonians, probably detecting the Energon.
Yeah. Well, he noticed, I think, Solila moving through the core of the ring.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Probably she has energy of she who not be named.
Yeah, because it says great disturbance.
That makes a lot more sense. Okay, that makes more sense putting it that way. Yeah, so she she just disrupts the prosecutor, and
Yeah, and she just starts slicing off his tentacles with her claws.
yeah, he
So
gets
they're not
mad.
acid proof.
No, he gets real big mad. Uh, and yeah, the judge is I guess is it Merkman again? He's like,
Yeah, Markman,
yeah, what
Markman,
was that? Perhaps
or
we are at risk of underestimating our opponents.
Macman. Yeah,
Macman, thank you.
yeah.
God, that's a heck of a
But
name.
yeah, we get another "How dare you!" Every time they get hit, it's a "How
Yeah,
dare you!"
like how you can't touch me? You're beneath us.
Yeah,
Yes, and then they that's when we end up on in Agoria and into Doolin's, I guess, throne room area.
yeah.
And I gotta say, man, the artist now doing the line art for the Agorians is just doing a masterclass on Doolin's face.
Oh yeah,
Lines, the beard is just it's very detailed, very detailed. And I like it. I think at first it was such a different style, and this guy does. We were going over the UK comics, and we came across some of the UK exclusive stories,
yeah.
like Man of Steel,
Oh, Man of
uh,
Iron.
Man of Iron. God, thank you, Man of Iron, not Superman. Man of Iron, and how the detailed the line art was. It's super detailed. I can't remember the artist's name right now, but
Oh yeah,
the
this is Andre. I think it's Bresson
yeah,
who's
it's
doing the
just
artwork now.
yeah, it is just really nicely detailed, and we didn't get any of that from the last line artist, and not to say it was bad at all. It's just a different style.
Yeah, it's a different style.
Yeah, this guy is just like he's like schooling like every fold in Doolin's like sleeve and in his robe, like his shirt or whatever it is.
Hmm.
Really, really heavy in the details, so it was really kind of neat. I liked seeing that. It's like he spent time in this interaction, but so he's extremely excited to see Solila because Solila has brought Derek back. Um,
Yeah, he was afraid Derek had been a casualty to the Sharkticons.
Yeah, which and for good reason. I mean, it's brutal out there. People are dying left and right. And Derek even says it's like so rare you're happy to see me. It must be a shame that the it's because the ring was plunged into war and for this kind of thing to happen.
Yeah.
And Doolin's like straight up, he's like, look, the war effort's not going well. I was afraid you were dead because I hadn't heard anything from you. And you know, Derek says something that's actually really, you always kind of think the protagonists are like going to be the person who's going to say, "Yeah, you don't know how bad it is. Let me explain to you." He even says, "Like, look, I know it's bad out there. I probably don't even realize how bad it is." He's completely like he's owning the fact that he does not know how bad things probably are out there, but he confirms like, yeah, they're worse than you think. And you know, Doolin, he looks angry, but I think he's more like he's being forceful about what he's saying. They're talking about their
He's being
force.
Shakespearean.
Yeah, it's actually a good way to put it. He's holding his hand up, like a dead,
He's
skull in
gone
his hand.
full Macbeth here.
Yes. He talks about how they're meeting resistance at every turn, and these creatures are more than the soldiers can withstand. There's not a lot of victories to report back, and unfortunately, it's just not going well at all. And it's even worse than we know. And that's when Derek's like, well, there has to be a way to. Then he's like, wait, I got an idea. And Solila and Doolin are like, what are you thinking, bud? Then we kept back
Yeah,
and
next thing
forth.
you know, we see streets full of Sharkticons and
Yep.
glowing Agorians rushing at them.
It's so funny too because they're really low to the ground. They look like they're a little Pac-Man going yang, 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 yang.
That's what I was saying. There's definitely Pac-Man vibes here running
Yeah,
down the
it is.
streets. Waka
Uh,
waka waka waka.
yeah, exactly. Well, that's when you see the Agorians start going after him, and they are looking all powered up.
Yeah, they're glowing.
They
They've
are.
got like,
They got the glow,
yep.
as Bruce Leroy would put it. Yeah, and they're just going and they're tearing through the Sharkcons. They are all powered up with seemingly Energon.
It reminds me of later in Beast Machines
Hmm.
when the Maximals got like the spark power and they just like start blasting through the Viacons and it's
Yeah,
all like
yeah, kind of.
bullet time. It's kind of what this reminds me of.
Yeah, kind of. And Duelin's trying to talk to Zalilak and like talking about the connections, like basically saying we got a bad connection. The Energon's the key,
Yeah,
and
he's basically trying to tell him to use the Energon and he's on a 14.4 modem, it looks like.
yeah, at best. And he's yeah, this is definitely 1999 AOL.
Yeah.
He's he's saying like basically yeah, use it, consume the energon, and use it as a power. It restores us, heals us. It also makes you really really strong. You can use it to turn the tide. Basically, if you got to do this, or we're all gonna die here.
Yeah.
But also Doolin has a really negative opinion of Solila walking into like the I guess the war council room.
Oh, well, they still have a lot of the old taboos
Yeah,
in
yeah.
place.
Even though
So
hey, I brought your son to you. You think he'd have a little like a little less.
that's okay in the public audience room.
Yeah. Um,
But yeah, she offers to deliver the message in person since his tech isn't getting through.
yeah, since he's still waiting for this pixelated pictures of Lara Croft to come across.
And
Um,
remember, this is his secret room. Nobody's supposed to know that this room is there where they talk to each other. So
she
he's like,
knows
ah,
everything.
she's seen behind the wizard's curtain there.
Yeah. And she rightly says, look, I can deliver this message in person. And she does. She
Yeah.
goes and like goes to the ring. He just says, yeah, like Zerta has she's giving my the powers back so I can do everything I want to. But we go back to Zalilak and Proximus, and they're fighting off, and they got another wave of Sharkcons coming in.
And they're still mouthing at each other the whole time.
Oh,
They,
100%. They can't stand each other. And that's when Solila does a power move through a Quintesson ship and destroys it. She
right.
kind of,
She's in full charged up Sonic mode.
oh yeah. She did that. She went right through the bottom of it and blew the whole thing up. And they're like, oh, what's going on?
She Captain Marveled that ship is what
Oh,
she did.
100% is what she did. Zalilak is trying to figure it out, and then she's like, the energon's the key. Listen to me. This you use it, consume it. I mean, this is the whole point. We got this. And that's when was it the judge from last time? What is his?
Naven.
Yeah, Naven. That's right, Judge Naven. You've been to your ship, like, dude, it's gone. What are you saying? Like, they're stronger. Like, look at my face. One of them did this to me. Must be because he was arrogant.
Yeah.
But
He
he's like,
got in smacking distance.
yeah, he did. He's like, send out the Alcon, send out the bailiff, send them all in. Don't hold anything back. We got to do this because they're gonna beat us if we don't.
Yeah.
But we
He's
can't.
basically you're underestimating these guys.
Yeah, there you go. Then we have a shot of the Quintesson ship in the back with the bailiff and the Alicons going forth. So I guess in this way, in this universe, the Sharkticons are the first shock troopers. Alicons are more like the Centurions, like the higher level troops, and then you have the bailiffs who are kind of the generals on the battlefield.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if they're going with the current toys, but the bailiffs turn into Alicon types.
That's
Yeah.
that's I mean that's why yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why you got them mixed up.
That's exactly
And
because I'm looking at the head. I guess from that four pack they put out, they
yeah,
have you can replace the head of the Alcon with a head that looks more like the
with the
bailiff.
bailiffs. And then they did the bailiff the first time. It was just a retooled head on Alicon for the Pit of Judgment.
That's right. That's right. I've got that somewhere all packed up
Yeah.
still.
He's just
But
slightly recolored.
yes, more greens and like different shades of
Like
green,
browns and stuff, right?
browns and
Copper
greens.
color, yeah.
Yeah, not much in the way of grays.
Yeah.
And that's when you see a lightning bolt of Energon cut the bailiff in half. And that is Proximus with his I guess he used kind of a bow and arrow kind of thing or like a
Yeah.
polearm. Yeah, he's
Looks like
flying.
Hank's bow from the Dungeons and
He
Dragons
kind of
cartoon.
does like a purple
Yeah.
version of that. And they're cutting through the Alicons, and the Alicons are fighting back, and they're crunching some of them up, but for the most part, they're sending the Sharticons and Alicons running. The tanks are firing through them, just blowing them apart. But yeah, the Energon is the key.
And I think they've kind of got a unity going here, even though they didn't mean it,
Yeah,
because they're all unified against the Quintessons now.
but there's this kind of a weird thing here at the end, and I think it's because the Energon restores and heals.
Yes.
We don't really know a lot about Proximus, other than the fact that he is very stoic and wants to fight everyone and take over the throne and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But last page here, he's in pain obviously, and then rips his helmet off, and you see his like half-formed face over a robotic under skeleton.
Endoskeleton, yeah.
Yeah, and he's so that's another thing. So are the Zertonians and the Igorians? They're all just like flesh over robot.
I don't know. That's what I
That's what
want
I'm
to
wondering
ask them. I
here.
need to write in and ask them that because no one else is asking this question.
And that's, if they were created because of Zerta, that would make sense.
Right. And you think, was this almost like pretender technology?
Yes,
Or is he just a special case that he has, cybernetic parts added to him?
maybe.
But he declares he's restored, he remembers everything, and Solila is his sister.
Yeah,
So we have a Darth Vader moment here.
yeah.
And here's the odd thing is I thought they'd kind of revealed that before because I thought the whole time that that was his brother, her brother.
I vaguely remember something about that, but I don't know.
I'm
They
gonna have to
haven't
go
talked
back
about.
and reread a bunch of that because I thought that bomb had already been dropped, like when he first showed up.
Maybe it's one of those things where I mean, maybe they have mentioned in the past, and maybe it's not a
Well, no,
Berenstein
they
Bears
talk
thing.
about it in the letters column is that if it's a big reveal, and I was like, well, I thought he was the whole time.
Maybe it's one of
So
those things where when I read it, and like, okay, I can see this. Like you could, it may have been something we suspected, and it was never really spelled out. Maybe I don't know.
yeah, I'm gonna go back and look at it again and find out.
Yeah. So this is going to be an interesting power dynamic, I'm sure.
Yeah,
And so Solila is essentially the bearer of Zarda's energy and her will.
right.
And then you have Proximus who I guess he has a big problem with the idea of Zerda, which obviously he's been talked to by Solila, and he kind of like bowed down to the idea that this is was happening. Actually, more the Zililak.
Well, they both had a crisis of faith,
Yeah, that's a good way to
and
put it.
yeah, and Proximus actually held on to Zerta longer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Zililak kind of
so
went his own way with the idea of Zerda's light.
yeah, they're on a religious roller coaster is what they're
Oh
on.
yeah, 100%. And now with this being restored and remembering things, I kind of wonder how much is going to be revealed with all of the Zertonians, using the Energon and being repaired and everything's kind of made whole again.
Yeah,
'Cause Proximus hasn't been whole in a while. He's been
no.
pretty roughed up for a while.
So you wonder if he's gonna get the rest of his face back.
I mean, maybe if that's what the Energon can do.
Will the Energon allow him to save face? But
Or
anyway,
be
so in the
two-faced
letters column,
everybody.
it says, we're not going to have Skuxoid through the Quintesson War, and that he'll be popping back up in issue 31.
I look forward to it.
Yeah,
I imagine they're going
but
to have the Quintesson War, and then they're going to have like a little epilogue of it, and we'll see how that goes, and then we'll see
yeah,
him come back in. So, well, let's see.
so yeah, we got a little bit of news in the letters columns for that. And they say they've got big things planned for him, so
I hope so
I'm still
because
holding out for a Skuxoid series.
Well, we kind of have a Skuxoid civil war here right now.
right?
What's that? Maybe that's what it's going to be. The Skuxoid civil war. He's going to have to. He's bringing all his sliced off bit army,
By
and
the
he's
way,
going to.
I'm predicting there's going to be a retcon in the future
How so?
that they're going to make Zerta one of the 13.
Huh? I see that.
I could see them doing that, and they've done that before. They've replaced some older members of the 13 with newer ones. So
I
I
mean,
think since she's playing such a big part in this, and she's obviously an important elder transformer,
yeah.
because I mean she was with A3 back in the beginning. So
Oh
if they
yeah,
do the 13 in this
Mr.
universe,
Mustache
or
Man.
how they like to borrow from series two, so
Yeah, I can see that. God, I kind of wonder if we're going to see anything more with the 13 in this series because
I
they're
don't know if we'll
sending.
see it in this series since it leans more towards the Sunbow series, but we may see like the Sunbow's version of the 13.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah, if they dive into that side of it, which
who
why
knows?
not?
I mean, they're definitely taking cues from the toy images and the production shots.
Hmm.
So there's that. But also, I feel like they're making toys off of the art from the comic, which we've seen with the San Diego Comic Con pack. So
I'm still waiting for a Shredhead figure,
I'm sure that's coming. At this point, I mean, they already got the Optimus Prime with Megatron's cannon arm coming.
right?
So I imagine we're going to see a Shredhead figure at some point. I got them. If they don't do it officially, I'm sure third parties are going to do it.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, so there's that.
I think we'll get official ones because it looks like Hasbro's really taking note to what the people like in these comic series, and you got to strike while the iron's hot, you know?
Yeah, and honestly, the Skybound books are like record-setting sales. So I mean, they're doing a lot out there. They're getting a lot of people to pay more attention to Transformers again, or vice versa. Transformers fans to pay attention to the comics again.
I really want to see Golant's reveal, so we know if we're going to get a Titan class of him or not, or maybe
Mm.
we already have one.
I
Hmm.
see Goliant and like the you know he being something that I don't know. Maybe it's like a legend or like a religious you know prophecy. Just being it had to be renamed like a Unicron thing
Hmm.
because obviously he looks when the hand came out of the black hole, he looks like he could be that size.
Oh yeah, he's massive.
So
Yeah, he could be like Unicron size. Uh, what if it's Primus?
that would be interesting.
That'd be a big twist.
Yeah, it would be.
And it would explain why you didn't have mentions of Primus in like the Sunbow series,
Yeah,
since this is kind of a parallel Sunbow
yeah,
universe. Not
uh,
quite, but
yeah. It's a lot more brutal.
well, that and everything was kind of delayed. Instead of waking up in 1984, they woke up in what, 2024?
Sure, we'll go
Yeah,
with that. Um, you know, just hold on to your bobby socks. I'm sure we'll find out soon.
right.
Hold on to your bobby socks.
Okay, tracks. So about the covers. Oh wait, no, we haven't gone over the spotlight yet.
Yeah, so like, it's on Derek.
Never heard of this guy before. Who is
Yeah,
this?
it's a new character they threw in here. He's a side
Yeah.
character. I'm sure he's not going to be important. Legendary pilot and heir to rule Agoria. Um, I look, all the different names in this series. The leader of the Agorians being Doolin.
Hmm.
It just seems kind of I don't know, kind of boring. As Derek and Solila, Zalilak, Proximus, and Doolin.
Doolin, though, I tell you, yeah, it makes me think of the dwarves from like The Hobbit.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's
And
definitely like a Dwemer name.
he's definitely a tall dwarf looking guy.
He is too. He's built kind of Gimli-ish.
Yeah, he is.
He just needs the braids in his beard.
So yeah, his friendship with Zertonian warrior Solila, however, might be the real unity their civilization needs to survive. I mean, the obviously the handroids have already had a little unity. The
Oh yeah. Well, they're Agorian already. Now, it goes into Pythona talking about her and like how her arc is going, and she's hiding on a Quintesson ship. Now, where's the rest of her crew and Wheelie?
last we left them, they were on.
They
Oh,
were
yeah,
all together.
they are. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder how it's gonna go.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see them show up because she's sick of all this tech, but she's kind of okay with Wheelie.
Well, because he kind of hates him too.
Yeah.
So yeah, think about that. She's someone who detests. It's the worst insult to have technology like this, and she was on a planet of technology. How perfect.
Oh yeah. Well, you see that a lot of that, and they're having to kind of soften their takes a little bit
Yeah,
on these technological beings because they need allies still because they're outnumbered greatly.
boy, wouldn't that be one heck of a ending, where, like having the Zertonians and Agorians actually being metallic endoskeletons with flesh on the outside,
It would
which
fit
it would
because,
totally fit,
you know,
yeah.
being built by a transformer,
And having the Energon ports on their head.
right? It zoomed right in on your
I
head. You
know,
pointed
right?
at it, and
The and then we go into the creator spotlight on Ben Abernathy. The most important question of all: who would be your best friend and worst enemy in Void Rivals? And you know, the worst enemy thing is like it's pretty abstract, I guess. As a best friend, obviously, be Handroid, because
a, a boy's best friend is his handroid.
you know. And then is that sad? And the worst enemy, I think would have to be Goliath.
Yeah,
Well, yes, big god level threat thing that's in the trapped in a black hole. I bet it's probably the worst thing ever. So,
and he's
I-
the editor, so see, he knows.
oh, he knows.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, the other covers here, dude, the Python one's nice.
yeah. I thought they did a great job on the Pythona one.
Actually, they're all really good in different ways. You
It was
got
cover C, right? The Python. Yeah,
yes, yes, it is. Yeah, the cover B, you've got Proximus slinging. He's got a shark count by the tail, and he's tossing him.
he's doing a cup.
He's definitely doing a cup.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, no, God, cover D. I think that's Zalilac. He
no,
looks.
that's Proximus
It's
again.
Proximus. Okay, the face
He's
looks
got
like.
his bow.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, looks like he's riding like a motorcycle, like a
He
Sertonian
is. He's got like
motorcycle.
a triangular motorcycle there.
That's the triangular wheels. No, he looks really cool. He's got like a motion effects and stuff. Looks really nice. The like purple's really bright on cover.
Oh yeah, and it's got like motion blur, so he's going
Yeah.
super fast. So
And the last cover E has Proximus again, standing amongst a pile of rubble with like destroyed background behind him.
a
So
lot
yeah,
of Proximus on here.
yeah, it's between Proximus, Pythona, and the bailiffs are Alicons. So
Yeah,
obviously, where the attention's being spent here. So Proximus, I get the feeling because of these covers, Proximus is going to be some real important stuff coming up here in the next issue, or maybe the issue
yeah,
after
because
that.
we got a big revelation on him in this issue. So
Which, yeah, which we both feel like we've seen before, but maybe not.
Obi-Wan never told you about your sister.
I'm trying to think of a good comeback for that.
I butchered that. Probably should have done the Yoda.
Oh, your sister.
Mm.
I went to Perv Yoda. Anyways, that is issue number 27 of Void Rivals. Man, I'm enjoying seeing the Quintessons go in there all arrogantly, laying waste, and then they like happens with the Quintessons, generally speaking, they get things turned on them pretty quickly.
And I always like seeing more Quintesson stuff. I've
Oh yeah.
always liked the Quintessons.
I like the interaction of different of the different judges talking to each other. and have their
Hmm.
own kind of personalities. Because Quintessons, the problem about Quintessons is mostly, for the most part, they're all essentially clones. You know,
Well, they were monolithic kind of,
yeah.
but they would have some arguments and disagreements among themselves, but not for long.
No, it didn't go very long, and I'm kind of wondering if we're going to see the scientists at some point.
Oh, I'm sure we will. I'm sure we'll see all the different types.
Yeah, it'd be
It
nice.
looks like we're gonna get some new types, judging from the
The tribunal.
yeah, the cover of what is that, number 28 that we have a teaser for?
Oh, let me.
That's a different kind of Quintesson there.
Oh, it is. You're right. I wonder if
Yeah.
that's the tribunal
Yeah, it
Quintesson.
might be or something because he's got like pincers on the end of his tentacles, and his
Yeah,
tentacles are
his eyes look really
rectangular.
squinty.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see. There's
So
a
yeah,
lot of
it's a
stuff coming.
new type of Quintesson there.
And we have number 20 in G.I. Joe coming up with Optimus Prime standing behind Duke. So we'll see how that team up goes.
Yeah.
And the G.I. Joe and Transformers are definitely doing what they always have tried to do in the past, and they're doing it pretty effectively right now.
It's because it's steady. It's not just like a one-off thing.
Yeah, it's not. You're also not ham-fisting them in the middle of a story. They're starting all kind of together.
Yeah, they're blending.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
making a cohesive shared universe right now.
Right.
So, and of
And,
course,
and soon Mask is going to be all up in that.
with our Matt Tracker who we've had for gosh 20 years now.
10.
10, okay, 10 years. Our new Matt Tracker.
I believe it was 2016.
You're
But,
right.
I just want more Mask, period.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I want more Miles Mayhem like melting people and escaping and that kind of stuff.
And, not to keep harping on the G.I. Joe classified scale, but I want Mask figures that size with the vehicles the size of like the classified vehicles.
God, I thought the loyal subjects vehicles were expensive. Whew.
Oh, man. I mean, you imagine like a switchblade the size of that Rattler? You know how cool that would be?
That'd be huge,
Yeah.
man.
That's what I want to see.
Would you have a Miles Mayhem with alternate head to be his brother, the goofy one, from
Oh,
season two?
totally. Yeah.
The
Then you'd have to
season,
buy two of the figures.
the Cannonball Run season.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's awful. Yeah. Anyways, well,
Yeah, so yeah, I want all that, and then we can get mask figures that turn into the other vehicles, but then are also like the Transformers crossovers, like they were doing like the Megatron Hiss tank and
oh yeah. Oh, the
Soundwave
Soundwave.
Thunder Machine.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, just go all out with it.
Oh, 100%. Heck yeah. All right. Well, that
Yeah.
is issue number 27. I hope you guys had a good weekend and hope you have a good week and looking for Friday for a new Extra Squad episode too. So, y'all have a good week here and talk to y'all soon.
Bye.
Bye. There it is. More Than Meets These Guys, a Transformers podcast, is performed by Evan Johns, Boo of the ExcellentUnderground.com, and Ed Strickland. Research is done by Evan Johns, Boo of the ExcellentUnderground.com, and Ed Strickland. Special thanks to Hasbro, Marvel, Skybound, and the occasional extra property which we will name at whatever time is appropriate for that episode. And without all of you, this is really not even possible. So thanks for being here and thanks for checking us out every week. Goodbye.